LoreWarrior armour. The Marksman. Overview. Considered a monumental failure when compared to the Thor artillery vehicle, the Marksman never received widespread use in combat. Though Grumman flooded the market with thousands of them during the Second and Third Succession War, the vehicle's lack of speed and close-in defence systems kept hundreds of this unit from combat. Instead, the Marksman fought the ages-old battle of time and decay. The Marksman was initially conceived as a variant of the Thor, utilising the heavier and shorter-ranged sniper artillery piece. The immense weight and recoil of the weapon would force the designers to quickly abandon that avenue and look at developing an entirely new chassis. Switching from a wheel to track suspension forced the designers to reduce the overall speed, though the more stable chassis allowed for greater balance and additional armour. Still, the inclusion of a Ramtech large laser, though accurate even at long ranges, was rather odd, considering that the main weakness of artillery units is point defence. Only recently, when Grumman CRI, a recently developed merger between Grumman Industries and CRI Mechanical, revisited the Marksman, was it discovered that the dual computer system, which allowed the sniper to be used as a deadly direct-fire weapon, was so poorly cooled, the system would often have to reduce its processing speed, limiting the number of targets that the laser turret system could acquire. A simple failure to include a coolant sleeve or other heat dissipation methods for the GRD series of tactical computers kept the Marksman from achieving any real battlefield success. During Grumman's revamp of the tank, this oversight was eliminated, along with the outdated treadlock and wheel system. As a result, the Lyran Alliance has a vastly improved artillery vehicle that may help make a difference on today's combined arms battlefields. Capabilities. The original Marksman was incapable of outrunning enemies, which meant that much of the vehicle's weight was dedicated to armour protection. The shorter-range sniper artillery weapon deals a great deal of damage, though the recoil is still hard on the tank's suspension. Marksman crew members need to complete a standard stress and load test every 150 combat hours in order to monitor for any wear and tear. Failure could mean the complete breakdown of the tank's motive system, not an ideal situation during the heat of combat. The sophisticated dual-computer tracking system allows both the new and older Marksman designs direct fire capability. During the days of the Third Succession War, it wasn't uncommon to have savvy commanders hide marksmen in abandoned buildings and fire point-blank into the flanks or rear of advancing enemy battlemechs. Because of the sniper's power of oftentimes only one shot being needed to seriously cripple or destroy light and medium vehicles. Deployment. The original Marksman has not been seen on the battlefield or combat since the end of the Third Succession War. The last known functioning piece was in service to the Magistracy of Canopus as part of Alexa's small planetary militia. Today, however, the new and improved Marksman has begun popping up in the Militia Theatre as a strong backbone to those Lyran units facing Clan Jade Falcon. It's unknown if Grumman CRI plans to export the tank to other militaries, considering the new company's heavy leaning to all things Lyran. It's unlikely to happen anytime soon. Variants. The new Alliance-built Marksman takes advantage of a light fusion engine and recently developed light ferrofibrous armour. The large laser is removed, and a newer light PPC is installed, with 2 heavy machine guns inside the turret situated behind the sniper cannon. The 2 additional heavy machine guns are mounted in the front of the tank, and these guns are remotely controlled by the driver. Notable crews. Fist of Justice. This lance of newer Marksman is part of the 1st Sky Rangers Artillery Company. The 4 tanks have yet to suffer a casualty in the past 4 years of fighting, and have accounted for no less than 60 battlemech and vehicle kills between them. When possible, the unit likes to be placed immediately behind the front lines in order to bring their large sniper cannons into the fray. Necessity occasionally pushes the Fist to work with several VTOL units who act as spotters, though the vehicle crews prefer to work up close and personal. At least 2 of the Fist's vehicle commanders are former mech warriors, who seem to take great pleasure in taking down assault mechs with concentrated fire. Yep, this is a weird looking vehicle, to be sure. It's a funny one. The sniper artillery piece, it's an interesting piece of equipment, and I believe it might be unique to this vehicle. The bro's hiding in the doorway at the end of this one. Hello, bro.
I didn't want to disturb.
Well, this is the post-LoreWarrior bit I do these days, so...
It is a weird vehicle.
That is a weird vehicle, yeah. The sniper artillery piece. You know what? It's not really one that I've heard a lot about, so let's have a look at the sniper artillery piece stat-wise, shall we? Because the book does not show us what this is. Sniper artillery pieces. They generate 10 heat and do 20 or 10 damage with 18 hex range and take 20 critical slots inside the vehicle.
Wow, that's big.
Small cousin to the Long Tom, basically. Yeah, so that's the USP of the Marksman. And yeah, it's interesting. It's actually very, very thinly armoured on the sides and rear. It's only got 19 armour. The front, though, is thick, 49. But for anyone interested in the actual stats there, you've got the mass at 65 ton. It's obviously a tracked vehicle. It has a Magna 260 power plant. It cruises at 43 kph, which translates to 4 hexes, or 54 kph flank, which is 6 hexes. And it is armoured with Grumman CRT ferrofibrous, has a single sniper piece, and a Ramtech 500 large laser by default, unlike the variant which replaces it with light PPCs, but that's not listed. Manufactured by Grumman CRI, primary factory is Militia, with the communication systems being the OP-GRD 300, and targeting and tracking from the OP-GRD 059 system, for those people who were really interested in that material. Yeah, I quite like it though. It's kind of interesting. It'd be terrifying fucking thing to bring onto the table against players, especially when they're not expecting a artillery piece roaming around the field.
Especially one trying to snipe them in the back.
Yeah. Yeah, a bit different. I don't mind the art actually. It looks different enough that I don't mind it. It looks distinctly Battletech. I'll give it that.
Yeah, it's cool.
So that's that one. That's the Marksman. We have a good one. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.